Hey everybody, back again, and today we are testing our Poleaxe, and as you can tell, that face has changed. We have now got a dual hook and wedge kind of blade. So when I was grinding the edge on, I found a small crack up here and a crack up here. So I decided, well, I better get those out. So I ground it into a new design for the axe blade, kind of a finned design, and we're gonna see how this performs. I'm kind of disappointed that those cracks were in there, but I think since I was heat treating all three parts at the same time, my quench medium had cooled down too much by the time that I quenched the axe blade, and it was just too much thermal shock for the blade. So that was kind of sad, but it's not a big deal. We were able to fix it. We were able to get it sharp. We were able to get rid of those cracks.
If you notice on the design, we have a flat section in the center that's thicker, followed by the two convex edge grinds on both end that form these hooks. And this was to both get rid of the cracks and to give it a solid kind of slashing or chopping center, as well as giving it these grabby hooks on the end, which would make it look more aggressive. I honestly like this design a little bit better. Let me know what you guys think of the design change in the comments.
Now let's go test it, see what this thing's capable of, shall we? Alrighty. So, let's give it our first chop and find out what happens. About halfway through it. Let's see if we can clip that other half. This thing's kind of a monster to wield, so I've still got to get the hang of it. So our first cut was down there, and our second cut took it right in half. So I'd say it's sharp. Let's try this again, see if we can't get it in one single swing. It looks like it started cutting in and then just unraveled that whole thing. Just ate it to pieces. So these hooks are pretty wild. Seems like they grab a hold of the metal. I mean, they grab a hold of the target and just rip. So I can see why they would put these on historical weapons. Now, as you can see, we've got one with some leather on here. Now, the reason I've done that is just to simulate, you know, basic clothing. See if we can actually get through that and cause some damage underneath. And that is real leather, so it's not going to be the easiest thing in the world to cut through. And we did indeed. It chopped that leather clean. That's pretty wild. That's a very clean cut. But it cut that leather and then it chopped that bottle right in half. Now we couldn't call this, oh, it's still got bottles stuck to it, that's wild. And some of the dye from the leather rubbed off on the blade. I can clean that up easy. Okay, well, it's not a pole arm if we can't thrust with it. So it went through the bottle right there. Came out the other side right there. Through a water bottle with these, I didn't even feel that make contact. And it's still chopping clean. I mean, that's pretty wild destruction this thing leaves in its way. Now my curiosity is, what does it do against a shield? We've got a little makeshift wooden shield here attached to this water bottle. Let's see if this design is capable of punching through the wood.
Now, what I was attempting to simulate here was essentially what it would do to your arm behind a wooden shield. Imagine this water bottle is, your arm, your forearm, and your hand, and this is something you're trying to block an incoming strike with. Well, let's see what it does, shall we?
And chopping into the bottle. It cut right through the wood and left a huge hole in him. So that shield's not going to save you. Here's a little better angle of that shield after this blade hit it. It cut right through, real clean, and hit the bottle behind it, chopped it open. Let's get a sideways shot here for you guys on the thrust. Let's see if we can finish him off with that little bit of water left in him. Well, even with just a little bit of weight in there, it's still cut right through it. And here is our bottle graveyard from all the poor souls that met this axe. As I've stated before, poleaxes were not made for chopping wood, they were made for chopping people. So let's see how this survives, shall we? Blade's still fine. Let's try a little bigger piece. Like I said, these typically don't have the mass of a regular axe, but as you can see, it's biting in really deep into that wood. Just doesn't have that wood cutting shape to it, but those hooks are surviving beautifully. Whew, and that is still very sharp. So I was trying to think of what I could smash with the hammer, and I've got these old impact rated ski goggles, and I figured what better than these? I don't ski, and I only really used them when I was doing a snow removal job during the winter, so I have no need for them anymore. So we're gonna see if these can get smashed with the hammer. These are impact rated, so these are designed for you to smack your face on some pretty hard stuff, and they're supposed to save your face. So let's see if they can save you from a pole hammer. This is the part where I put my safety glasses on so I don't lose an eye if something goes flying. Oh man! I don't think that these are gonna save you from a pole hammer. It absolutely annihilated these goggles, and these are, like I said, these were impact rated. When I bought them so that way you could get hit in the face by something hard and it shouldn't hurt you, but if that thing that's hitting you in the face hard is a pole hammer, I guess you're just flat out of luck. What if they're wearing metal armor? You know, something like plate. This is kind of a thicker gauged lid for some kind of hot pot. Let's see what the hammer and the spike do to this, shall we? So kids, don't try this at home. I am a trained professional. I make these things. Don't do what I'm about to do, because if something goes catastrophically wrong, you don't want a piece of this stuck in you. We've got our steel body armor plate. Let's see what the hammer does to this. Dented it pretty good. So if our friend here is wearing armor, let's see what happens if we stab him. Well, as you can see, it punctures through well enough to grab wood on the other side. So, wouldn't kill you, but it would definitely be a bad day. And that spike's still very spiky. As you can see, we got that nice big hole. We punched another smaller hole right here, and another one right here. With the weight and the balance of this, as well as the maneuverability, it is pretty long, and the balance is way forward heavy since it's got all this metal with the languettes and everything up here. But it's a lot of fun to play with. One thing I noticed that's really cool about it is with all these little leather tassels, if you slash properly with it and you're snappy with it, they kind of make a whooshing sound as you swing the axe. It's pretty wild, kind of a video game-esque whoosh kind of thing. And overall, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. I have to say, this is by far the craziest weapon I've built in a long time. This thing holds up to a lot of abuse. As you guys saw, I was beating it against those pieces of wood pretty hard trying to chop the wood. It just doesn't have the profile and the weight to split that wet, cold, frozen wood. It's kind of hard to do anyway, especially on the end grain. It penetrated through those water bottles and cut them in half. It even cut through that leather and that shield just fine. And this hammer seems to perform beautifully. So yeah, it survived everything I could think to throw at it for practical testing purposes. And I'm pretty impressed with how it all ended up. If you guys didn't get a good look at it in the last video, this is, let me step back, see if I can get it all in frame here. This is what we're working with. This huge monster right here. Now, it took quite some time to build this. The whole full build series is on my channel if you guys want to see how I built this. It was a hammer, a railroad spike, and some bed frame rail originally. And now it is a big, huge monster of a battle weapon. It held up great to everything I could throw at it, and I couldn't be more impressed with how it turned out. But thank you all so much for watching, and if you like this video, you know what to do. Like it, subscribe, bell, all that jazz. Till next time, God bless. Stay sharp out there.